Hola, my name is Chloe and I'm here to do my Fiji book haul for you today. So all the books that I got while I was away on holiday in Fiji, which I just got back from about 2 days ago. I had a really great time. It was so beautiful. The weather wasn't as great as I would have liked. There was a few days of overcast or rainy days, and I got maybe 1 or 2 days of really nice sunny days in order to kind of sit in the sun, tan, read and swim and do all of those sorts of things. But I still had a fantastic time. It was a great way for me to relax and read a couple books and just really wind down and have a really good time. And it was a great time and I really enjoyed myself. Now I'm sure you're wondering how I got a book haul in Fiji. It's not exactly the shopping capital of the world, but going through tons and tons of airports can help you find books that you would like to read. So I kind of hit all the bookstores in the airports, and the airports have multiple kind of little alcoves of bookstores and things like that. And my partner would know best that I cannot stay away from bookstores. When I see books, I'm just a magnet. I'm just straight for it. There's no stopping me. So I bought a few books while I was away in Fiji. I even bought 1 or 2 books from a shop in Fiji from the Shangri-La resort where we were staying. So I'm just going to show the books to you guys, let you know what they're about a little bit if I know, and yeah, and that'll be that. So the first book that I got in my book haul from Fiji was at an airport on my way to Fiji, I think, and it was A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. Now, if you'd watched my June wrap-up, you would know that I've just finished the first book, Game of Thrones, and of course I really love it. I love the TV show, and I really did enjoy reading the book as well. I generally do it the other way around. I read the book and then I watch the TV show or the movie, but I did it the other way with Game of Thrones, which I enjoyed it. I enjoy it both ways for this one. So I've started this. I've read a decent chunk of this book on my holiday, and of course, if you don't know what Game of Thrones is about, I'm not going to bother explaining it to you. It's death, swords, and people fighting over an iron chair. So that's basically the only summary I'm going to give you, because if you don't know about it, then you've been living in a cave. So I read a decent chunk on my holiday of this book, but with Game of Thrones, I don't get sick of it. I do really love this story and this book and living in this world, but it's so long and very wordy. There's so much description and development and everything like that, and while I really do appreciate it and I really do enjoy reading that, it's just you just kind of need a break sometimes. So I read a decent chunk of this when I first bought it, but then I kind of put it down on my holiday and I picked up a couple of other books and I read those instead. And now that I've finished reading those, I've picked this one back up again and I'm getting back into it. So that's just what happens with Game of Thrones and me. It happened with the first book too. I would read a chunk, then I'd put it down, pick up another book that was a lot smaller, a lot easier to read, nail that one in a couple of days, and then I'll pick up Game of Thrones again. And it's just kind of an endless cycle for me with the really, really thick books. I just can never seem to do them all in one go. But I get there in the end, and that is what matters. So the first book was A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. The second book I picked up was it was in Fiji itself, so that I got it from a bookstore at the Shangri-La resort, and that was All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I'm really, really sorry if I butcher some of these names, but that is that. Jennifer Niven, I'm going with it. And I'm not actually sure what this book is about, but I've heard really great things about it, and I do know that it's about some teenagers who are really struggling with their life, maybe struggling through a bit of depression. I'm not actually completely certain what this book is about, but I saw the book cover and I knew that I'd seen it before and I'd heard good things about it, so I thought, why not? I'm in Fiji, let's get it, and I know that I'll enjoy it because I enjoy 99% of the books that I pick up. So I thought I would buy it, give it a go, and see what it was all about. And I'll probably add it to my August to be read list. The next book that I bought was also an airport pickup. It was An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. All the names really gets me. Now this was actually a book that I picked up specifically based on a recommendation from another booktuber, A Book Utopia. Thank you very much for your recommendation. She had a lot of great things to say about this book, so I really wanted to give it a go as well, so I picked it up. I'm really looking forward to read it. Again, it'll probably be in my August TBR list, but I don't think I'll get to it this month because I do have a few books that I'm wanting to read in the next couple of weeks. But I'm really looking forward to reading this one, and I'll probably put up a review sometime in August for it. And the last book that I picked up on my trip to Fiji was Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and her daughter Samantha Van Leer. Now, this book, I know it is about a fictional character being brought to life, and I really actually like the idea of that. I think it sounds really interesting, so I'm actually really looking forward to reading this. However, I know that there is another book before this called Between the Lines, so I'm actually going to try and locate that book first. I live in Tamworth, Australia, in regional New South Wales, so it's not very easy for me to locate books. I generally have to order them online, and it can take a fair bit to get to me. So I'm going to locate Between the Lines first and probably read that as well. I've heard that you can read this as a standalone, but it is better if you've read the first book. So I will not be reading this until I have read Between the Lines, maybe September sometime, but I am excited that I have it in my possession because I didn't think that I would find it in my lowly little country town. Something else I picked up on my trip to Fiji was this cute little magnetic bookmark, and of course it says Fiji on it, so it was just perfect. I had to buy it to kind of be a memoir for my trip to Fiji while I'm reading, because I love reading and I love Fiji, so here we go. I'm always after really great bookmarks. I love collecting bookmarks, so this seemed like a perfect way to add to my collection and also say, hey, I've been to Fiji, so what up? Now I also found, which is quite unbook related, is this cute little notebook from Fiji, and it says Bull of Fiji on it. I do a bit of writing myself. I do enjoy to write. I've never finished a novel, but I'm about halfway through writing my own novel. So I love collecting notebooks as well, just so that I have something to carry around and write all my ideas down in when they come to me, because of course you can never remember it like a day later when you actually sit down at the computer and try to write out your thoughts. So I picked this up too so that I could write all my ideas in it, and it's actually pretty cool. It's made out of all recycled paper, so I really liked it, and my favourite colour is purple, so there you go. Also not book related, but Nemo. I'm a weirdo, I know. But anyway, so the books that I actually read on my trip to Fiji, I already said that I read quite a decent chunk of A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, which is in the Game of Thrones saga. So I read a little bit of that, and then the next book that I picked up, it was one of my hesitant to be read books in the month of July, but I took it with me to Fiji because I knew that it was this big and that I may or may not enjoy it, so I was quite interested in what it had in store for me. So I picked it up anyway, brought it with me overseas, and I read it, and that book is The Heir by Kiera Cass. So if you've not read the Selection series, I have another video up about it, so give that a watch if you're interested in knowing what that series is about. I thought it was going to be a trilogy, but this book came out kind of out of the blue, so it is the fourth book. I believe there is going to be one more book coming out. This book is about America Singer's daughter and her kind of coming of age, being the princess. She's going to ascend to the throne and become queen. She has to go through her own selection to find a decent suitor, a prince, to be with her on the throne. So I'm going to put up a book review about this. Yeah, I'll explain my feelings on this book during the book review. It's not all bad, but it's not all good either. And the second book that I read while I was in Fiji, I had so much love for. I loved it so much. And that book is Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I cannot express how much I really enjoyed this book. For one thing, it was completely, it blows your mind a little bit. Like, you just think something is going on for the majority of the book, and then all of a sudden there's just a frisbee to the head and everything that you knew was wrong. Everything that you knew was wrong, and it's like, holy cow, what is going on? It's actually incredibly rare for me to come across a book that I am already over halfway through and I just want to turn the pages back to the front page and start all over again. It never happens to me, but this is what happened. I don't want to give anything away because it is an amazing read and I really want you to experience that yourself, so please, I seriously highly recommend this book. It was absolutely fantastic. Twists and turns, things that you would never expect to happen, and it's just fantastic. And the male characters in this book, just read it, guys. Seriously, read this book. It's fantastic. If you don't know what it's about, a princess is about to be married to a prince. This is in the first couple of chapters, so I'm not trying to give any spoilers away. It's also kind of on the back as well. And it's an arranged marriage, and she does not want to have an arranged marriage. Now, she runs away from the arranged marriage to get away from everything, but she is also stalked by two males. One male is the prince that she ran away from, and the other male is an assassin who is coming after her to try and stop any chances of her actually being married to the prince, because that will form an alliance between their kingdoms and be very bad for the assassin's race of people. So there are two people after her, they're looking for her, and well, you'll have to find out if they find her. So please pick it up. I'm going to do a book review on this also, which will kind of cover the basics, and then I'll also go into a bit of a book talk so that I can start a bit of a discussion about what actually happened in this book. So that video will contain spoilers, but I'll let you know when the spoilers will start in that video. So I will probably have that up in the next couple of days. I don't know when, but I will, because I love this book. So I'll definitely be doing a bit of a chat about it, and just read it. Seriously, read it. So that's all I have for today. These are the books that I picked up on my trip to Fiji. Haven't read any of them. I've read some of this one, but I will probably pick these up hopefully in either August or September. This one when I've picked up the first book, but I love books, so I couldn't help myself. Just happens. So if you are interested in reading any of these books, I will be linking them down below so that you can have easy access to them. Also, let me know if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I'll probably have some more videos up shortly with some book reviews, and also a review on the movie The Paper Towns, which I saw the first night that I got back from Fiji because I just couldn't wait. So I went and saw Paper Towns, based on the book by John Green, and I'll probably be doing a review on the movie as well to kind of pull apart the adaptation. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe and like this video, and I will catch you next time. Thanks guys, bye bye. I found this really cool magnetic book tag, and oh my gosh, I see book tag, bookmark. What the truck?